Hello YouTube community, I'm James Blinken and welcome to the Culturalist. Let's get into it. If you're a fan of anything, you're part of a fan base, and some of those fan bases are toxic. We're talking about the things wrong and annoying with Snapchat today. We're gonna get all up into it now. Hello everyone and welcome to the show. Let's get right into our topic today, fan bases, or what I call them, a nerdy orgy. Okay, I'm not saying all fan bases are nerdy, but we do have Comic-Con for a reason, and that is for fan bases to meet up and meet Mark Hamill and trying to make him feel as awkwardly as possible by asking him about the Star Wars prequels. Disclaimer, I do not know how Mark Hamill feels about the prequels, but he was not a part of them, so why would anybody ask him? I just don't get it. I don't know. But that's not the point. There are many types of fan bases out there, okay? Star Wars, I think, is one of the best examples. Like, geez, people complain about each of the movies. For example, I think Episode 8 is a better movie than both Episodes 7 and 9 because it's the most original. But people don't agree because it's too different from the other movies, especially when it comes to Luke Skywalker's character. I ask though, if you make many movies in a series, don't you want each of the movies to stand out? I think Episode 8 does that very well. And yes, people can disagree. I love that about life. I can disagree with anyone, even my dog. But people cannot send out essays to director Rian Johnson, who's a great director. Knives Out is amazing, and I like his Star Wars movie, about why the movie is bad and threaten to kill him because of it. Yes, apparently you could be sent death threats if you make a movie someone does not like. And I'm just wondering, who has enough time to write an essay about a movie for no other reason to tell the director to go fuck themselves? I don't get it. But again, I'm guessing these toxic fans lives in their grandparents' basement and barely see the light of day, and only see the light of day when they need to help grandma with her pills. Charlie, I need help with my pills and can't find my ointment. Grand, shut up. I'm playing Fortnite and writing my 25-page essay on why the female team-up scene in Avengers Endgame ruins the movie. Fun fact, I made that joke without knowing that people were actually mad about the female team-up scene in Avengers Endgame. I guess you could argue from a critical standpoint that the scene feels forced, but there are too many articles and tweets on the internet about people complaining about this. It's stupid and petty. People that complain about every little thing in a movie, those are petty people. We'll make that a person. We will call this petty person Jerry with a G to make him sound that much more weird and annoying. Only someone like Jerry would write essays and death threats to a director of a movie for not making the movie they wanted. Sorry if you didn't like it, deal with it, but be mature about it, not a dumbass. But I think Star Wars is a tip of the iceberg. I think what happened with the Spider-Man game for PS5, the remaster, the one that came out last year, was a worse story. People got mad for changing Peter Parker's face to look more like Tom Holland, I guess. And people sent the director of the game death threats because of the change. Death threats because of the face change from this to this. It's just a damn face. You don't date someone purely on their looks unless you're a piece of shit or an 8th grader or a frat boy. But you knew I would say that. In all cases, it's stupid. And this is the thing. Fan bases can be toxic, of course. This is just a small part of said fan bases, but they can be so toxic and say so many unreasonable things and horrible things that I just don't want to have any part of them. And it makes me want to drink Purell. It might be 70% alcohol, but it won't give you that buzz that you think 70% alcohol would give you. Okay, I'm done talking about fan bases. They could be mostly good, and there could be corners of them that are just toxic. And Comic-Con is a fun, happy place. But come on, it's like the Grand Central for nerdy orgies. Now, I love complaining about social media as much as the next person, but there is one app, just one app, that makes most other social media look tame, and that is Snapchat. It's that app you really didn't want your dad to catch on about. Snapchat, I argue, is the worst for a multitude of reasons. You know, I really need somebody to talk to about this because it really bothers me. So I decided to complain to you guys about it. So let us begin. Let's start with Snap Maps, okay? A way you can stalk everybody who uses Snapchat. Is a friend late to meet you? Just check where they are on Snap Maps. Somebody's not texting or answering your calls? Look on their Snap Maps and scream that they are being an asshole. I think it's funny when Snap Maps were introduced, everybody thought it was crazy and an invasion of one's privacy, and now I'm like one of the few people who does not use it. Why would somebody want an app to track and show many other people almost exactly where you are at all times? Doesn't the government already do that? But of course, Snap Maps are used mostly to check if somebody has received your Snap message. If somebody has received your Snap message and you see them on Snap Maps, you get mad and start to scream about it. You will even scream about it to people who are near you. And then you ask, why is that person not reading my messages and responding? And why am I not the center of their world? And you know, we constantly check if somebody opened our message because honestly, Snapchat makes us all into stalkers. Like, come on, at one point or another, you would stalk someone to see if they received your message. Here's an example. Let's say you get a Snapchat from Vanessa, everybody's resident Starbucks girl, who yells at the barista for having the ice be too small in their iced coffee. And we have Chad, who is literally everybody's fuckboy who wants to find true love. And you know, the story is going to end up the same, but let's keep going with it. Okay, so Chad and Vanessa are messaging back and forth on Snapchat. But whenever Vanessa messages Chad has to wait 10 minutes, at minimum 7 minutes, to respond back to Vanessa, because it's weird if you respond right away. But usually people are waiting, but the other person knows you're waiting too. So listen, if both people know you have to wait just because that's the status quo, why not break the status quo? You know, these are the things I don't get. Of course, there's that one trick where you could hold somebody's name and swipe back and then like show what they sent you as long as it's a message and not a photo. And you could see the text they sent you, but it won't show the other person who sent you the text that you're reading it. It's a weird trick that Snapchat has. There's much more other stuff I complain about Snapchat, like stories. They are so stupid. Just think about it. We don't need to know if Kevin and Ann are at a Billie Eilish concert. But of course, they're going to both post it on both of their stories, like half the concert, but they're going to be shaking the whole time because they're high as kites. So like, now we came to watch, and now we're just watching blurry footage of a dumb concert and just hearing screaming in the background. It's kind of a disaster. But you want to know what I do like seeing on Snapchat? Cute pictures or videos of dogs. Like, I will watch that all day, please. That's great. But what I don't want to see is a picture of you and Jim smoking. First of all, there's nothing like really that cool about smoking. You're not like a cool person. And nobody likes Jim. Like, nobody, okay? Nobody likes Jim. And I get it. Snap is supposed to show your life, but some things don't need to be seen. That's why we have TikTok, which I think is the actual worst app. Like, Snapchat is the worst, but TikTok is the worst. And don't ever get me started on TikTok, Snapchat, teen young adult stars. They're the most annoying and basic people I ever saw. They either post weird faces, them working out, dumb dances, and then waking up and going to sleep. I will never get it why people follow these people and watch that. I will never understand. What should the conclusion be? Is it that Snapchat is just stupid? Well, yeah, it is. But I guess if you're bored and have nothing else to do, yeah, use Snapchat. Honestly, I think people just use Snapchat to waste time and to have notifications on their phone. I feel like that's actually the main purpose of Snapchat streaks, to have notifications on your phone, to feel less lonely. Like, before this COVID time, people use Snapchat too much and it's just waste their time. Oh, I got a Snapchat notification. Yeah, it's COVID time, all right? I know I hate it, but like, I fall victim to Snapchat, okay? You know, I'm not going to defend myself. You know what? That's our show, okay? Until our next encounter, I'm James Blinken. This has been The Culturalist. Stay safe. See, I did a half-open trick. Now, they won't be able to tell that I saw their message. And my Snap Maps are not on. That's a win.